What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Patriot Specialized. This episode, this very, very short episode, I hope it's short anyways, what to do on a newer truck, or any truck really, if your air conditioning starts to fail a little bit, starts to feel a little bit warm, not quite, blowing as cold as possible. There is one trick that you can do in your truck that's very simple, very inexpensive, that might, almost most likely, will be the problem. Stay tuned, I'm going to show you what that is.
We ride across these plains and prairies, Rocky Mountain highs, fade off into the distance like ghost riders in the sky. Black smoke and white line, steel horses side by side. It's more than just a living, y'all. Hell, it's our way of life. We're the last of the cowboys.
All right, so, man, that light is bright. So what I was talking about earlier was, so you're trucking down the road and you start to feel your air conditioning get a little bit weak, start not blowing such cold air like it has been. And your immediate thought is, oh man, my air conditioning needs recharged. Or my belt broke, or air conditioning condenser's going bad, or something like that. That may not be the problem. And I'm gonna show you real quick what an easy fix, very inexpensive, and might, like almost most likely will be the problem. So what happened to me today, and I'm gonna take you around and show you. So what this is these trucks, almost all trucks, especially these newer ones, they have what is called a in-cabin air filter. A lot of people don't know that air filter even exists. So locating it can be tricky. Most of the time where you're going to find it is on the passenger side. Mind my mess in there. On the passenger side, underneath your glove box, you pop off a compartment. This one happens to be right here for mine. And then this right here, this is your air filter. Now, pull this thing out. Look at that. That's pretty nasty. That rip in it was for me earlier. That's not actually the problem with it. But just the dirt is the problem. I actually pulled this out earlier, smacked it off quite a bit, put it back in just to see if that was the problem. And it absolutely 100% worked. And my air conditioning started blowing much colder air. So definitely the problem. So I wanted to replace this. And I'm at a TA truck stop. I went to the service garage and they didn't have any for a 2022. You guys know my truck's a 2022. So they didn't have any for a 22. The latest they could give me was a 17. So we're gonna MacGyver some stuff here real quick. So all you gotta do is replace that. Probably should shut this truck off. It's in there running with no air filter. These things come, when you buy this, this is a new one right here. And when you buy it, it comes with the plastic housing around it. With this plastic housing that's around it, it comes with that. So as you can see, this thing's got kind of a goofy shape to it. This is what a 2017 is, perfectly square, but they're pretty much the same size. So what I'm gonna do here, since this is all he had, and I don't wanna sleep tonight with no air conditioning, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this top bracket right here on this piece, and I'm gonna pull this filter material out. I'm gonna do the same thing on this one. I'm gonna pull this filter material out, slide it in there, probably have to shape it a little bit, cut it in there. But that should get me through until I can get to either a Peterbilt dealer and get the one that fits, or back to the shop and get the one that fits. So we're gonna do a little MacGyver stuff here. This is what you got to do to stay comfortable. I'm assuming that this is directional. So Nope, maybe not. Maybe not. So I'm gonna take this, cut this piece right here, and on this one I don't care about it staying in there, so I'm just gonna cut it all, make it easy for me to get the material out. Hopefully you guys can see that. No, you probably couldn't. There we go. So on this one, all I did was, what I just did there was I cut this little square, this little cross section out of that in order to allow me to get this filter material to come out without being damaged. So we got that out. Now on this one, I have to put this one back in by truck. So I gotta be a little bit more careful with this one. I'm going to snip it right up here on the top, just the top one. Take this material here. Man, this thing is dirty. That's definitely the problem. And hopefully I can work this out. Yeah, this one's ripping. So we're just gonna rip it to get it out of this one, out of this housing. Man, you can see the dirt flying off that thing. That's what the inside of your cab's getting every day when you're running your air conditioning. This completely out of here. All right, there we go. Got the old one out. Man, pretty bad. I'm gonna shove this new one in here. Now this is gonna be a little bit more delicate because I don't want to damage this one. So I think I might actually just go ahead and snip this other side. Snip this side. Again, when I get the new one, now normally if you had the new one, all you gotta do is slide this outside new one in, you're done. Like piece of cake. But because I don't, I'm making some stuff up here. And it's not gonna fit perfect, but it's gonna be close. I'm gonna put that in there. Shove it down in the sides. Probably should have cut this down a little bit. I think it'll be all right. So now, as a temporary fix, now that I got that pushed in there, it doesn't fit perfect, but it fits good enough, I think. As a temporary fix, these pieces that I snipped, I'm just gonna throw a piece of tape on them. Just so it helps hold that filter down in there. This is some rigging stuff right here, but you know, you do what you got to do on the road. So for tonight, this will have to work. Clean up my garbage here. Didn't quite fit perfect. We got about a half an inch or an inch, 3/4 of an inch on each side that is open. But I think that'll be okay. Now, get rid of our trash. Put my tools away real quick. I'll get that in a minute. So let's go around, put this thing in, and then we'll jump in the truck and fire it up and see what our air feels like. Oh, here we go.
I hate
How you doing? Give me a minute, I'll give you some light. That's backing into a parking space. Slides right in like that. Cover back on. We'll go fire up and see what we got. Put my tools away real quick before I jump back in the truck. That way I don't have to get back out. All right. All that out. Alright, well, let's go see how we did. Alright. It's already warming up in here. Turn this dang light off. Holy smokes. My wife bought me this light. She said, you're gonna need it at night. And she wasn't kidding, but holy cow. Alright. So, this light isn't nearly as bright, but let's fire up, see what we got here. Now, what I don't know about this truck is, wipe my hands off real quick. Not what I wanted. I carry these tub of towels. Pretty nice to have. The only thing I don't like about them, they're pretty inexpensive. I think I paid like 20 bucks for two big tubs like that. The only thing I don't like about them is they leave a film on your hands or whatever you're wiping with it, but in this case my hands. All right, see how we did. I would say that the cleaning alone did a lot for it. It's definitely better than when I just smacked it out and cleaned it, but not by a whole lot. So there you go. There's another thing you can do, just pull it out, pull that filter out. If you're experiencing what I was experiencing, just pull that filter out, smack it, clean it out, maybe blow it out with some with an air nozzle if you've got one. Blow it out, stick it back in, and that'll get you through until you can get a new one. What I am curious about, I don't know about on this truck, nobody can answer this, I'll find out tomorrow for sure, is if the bunk has a separate filter that runs the bunk air, or if it runs off the same one. But I think I'm going to tell you in a second, because there was two different temperatures of air earlier when I just smacked it out. So if that air back there is as cold as this air up here, then there's probably only one filter. So we're going to find out here. It probably would be colder if it was the same temperature. I had that set about halfway up. I must have been too cold in the middle of the night. Well, there we go. I think we temporarily fixed the problem. I don't think this is a permanent fix, obviously. The filter didn't fit, but it will definitely get me through the next couple days till I can either get to a Peterbilt tomorrow or get to my shop and get this thing fixed for good. So there you go. maybe something you think about when you leave on the road. If you got a shop that you work with or whatever, maybe snatch a in-cab cabin air filter up, bring it with you, and that way you got it. And you're not in my situation that I'm doing right now, where I'm MacGyvering this thing together with Scotch tape and a pair of dikes. So I hope this is useful to somebody, and I hope everybody has a great night, and look forward to talking to you on the next one. Stay tuned for I'm running this articulating dump truck right now. Got a 745 articulating dump truck on. That's going to be the next episode, and you'll get to see that hopefully tomorrow. Should be all driving tomorrow for me. I don't think I'm gonna make delivery before they close, so it should be all driving, and I will definitely stop and do some filming of this load and talk about it. It's very interesting. Some permit things on this that I'd like to talk about. So we'll see you on the next episode. Have a great night.